Let me ask you an example.
Kobe Bryant.
Let me ask you a question.
Kobe Bryant.
I'm gonna ask you a question.
Kobe Bryant died. Vanessa inherited his wealth.
Sure.
And guess what? Is Vanessa Bryant using any of that black man's money to do any good in the black community?
Let me ask you.
Absolutely fucking not.
We don't know.
Vanessa Bryant. Listen,
I don't know.
I'm telling you.
How you
Vanessa
know?
Let me ask you a question.
Kobe wife pregnant and y'all females out here defending her, talking about, oh, she's allowed to move on. Actually, no the fuck she not. And when you got kids by a motherfucker like Kobe Bryant, you ain't never supposed to disgrace his legacy. See, this be y'all problem.
You would think by now Vanessa Bryant would have learned that the public doesn't forgive, doesn't forget, and sure as hell doesn't stay quiet when drama explodes. But here we are, watching her get dragged into the spotlight, and this time it's not for a red carpet tribute, not for a tearful moment honoring Kobe, but for the ugliest storm of betrayal, jewelry theft, custody battles, and even Stephen A. Smith unloading on her like he's been sitting on a nuclear rant for months. And the crazy part? From the very first whispers, people were already saying it. This was never going to end well. And now, well, welcome to the crash site. Yes, the rumors are true. Vanessa Bryant, Kobe's widow, the woman the public once saw as the eternal guardian of the Mamba legacy, has been hit with a brutal breakup, a theft scandal involving Kobe's most sentimental jewelry, and an all-out family war that's turned the Bryant name into a headline circus. Stephen A. Smith didn't just cover it, he ripped it apart. He stood there smirking, saying he saw it coming, daring Vanessa to prove him wrong, and the worst part is, the receipts are starting to line up behind him. Let's rewind. It all started with Vanessa dipping her toes back into dating, years after Kobe's death, a moment where the public was already split between sympathy and suspicion. Some thought she deserved happiness, others thought it was too soon, but what no one expected was how fast the fairy tale would turn into a scandal. Imagine this, Kobe's widow waking up to a cold breakup text from her brand new man. No sit down, no closure, just words on a screen, like she was some random Tinder match, not the woman carrying the Mamba empire. Already humiliating, right? But that wasn't even the sting. Because before she could even breathe, before she could even put on that brave face for the ESPYs, whispers leaked out. Kobe's anniversary jewelry, those once-in-a-lifetime, once-in-love keepsakes, gone. Missing. And the police reports, the ones Vanessa allegedly begged to keep quiet, pointed the finger at her own man. That's when Stephen A. entered the chat. And let's be real, nobody loves a messy "I told you so" more than him. He leaned back in his chair, hit that smirk, and basically announced to the world that Vanessa had been played like a rookie. And fans ate it up. One comment read, "She thought she was clever, but Kobe would be rolling right now if he saw this." Another praised Stephen A. like he just won a championship ring. On point as always. Vanessa been a traitor. Harsh? Absolutely. But that's the internet. Ruthless, unfiltered, and quick to flip on someone they once treated like royalty. But just when you thought the drama peaked, Kobe's mother, Pamela Bryant, stormed into the chaos like she was leading a raid. Forget polite family meetings, this was war. Eyewitnesses said she marched straight into Vanessa's house, not with grandmotherly hugs, but with fire, fury, and accusations that Vanessa had stained Kobe's legacy and risked his daughter's safety by letting a stranger walk into their lives. Pamela didn't stop at yelling. She demanded Vanessa pack the girls' bags on the spot, sparking what's now shaping up to be a full-blown custody battle. And when Vanessa broke down, filming herself crying to gain sympathy online, Pamela delivered the dagger. "I'll go to the deepest parts of hell before I ever let you ruin those kids the way you ruined my son." That line echoed across social media like a bomb, and suddenly, this wasn't just tabloid gossip. It was a generational war, a grandmother against a widow, fighting for the legacy of one of basketball's most iconic figures, and the whispers kept spreading. Vanessa linked to Snoop Dogg? Photos of his hand on her shoulder went viral, sparking theories that she wasn't just dipping into casual dating but into Kobe's circle itself. Fans weren't buying it, blasting her as nasty work, and questioning whether the woman they once pitted was really guarding Kobe's legacy, or torching it. If that was all, maybe Vanessa could have clawed her way back with a good PR run. But the hits kept coming. Sponsors started pulling back. Deals that should have been guaranteed renewals froze in limbo. And then Stephen A. upped the ante again, taking things darker. This wasn't about jewelry, or dating, or even family feuds anymore. He pulled out what he claimed were actual receipts, financial gaps in Kobe and Vanessa's charity foundations. On air, he slowed his voice, cut the jokes, and laid out the implication that money meant for kids in need might have been mismanaged, and worse, funneled straight into Vanessa's new man's pockets. Now, let's be clear, no court has confirmed this, nothing's proven. But the suggestion alone was enough to flip her image from grieving widow to something far more sinister, and her response? Cryptic Instagram stories. The devil is working overtime. Don't fall into his hands. Followed minutes later with, might be time to sharpen those fangs. It wasn't damage control, it was a warning shot. But instead of sympathy, the public rolled their eyes. They weren't seeing a woman fighting back, they saw someone cornered, lashing out, while the empire she was supposed to protect crumbled around her. What's worse is the silence from her peers. Normally, NBA wives rally behind one of their own, but this time? Nothing. No sisterhood, no solidarity. Just distance. That silence spoke louder than Stephen A's rants. It was the sound of Vanessa being left to drown. And here's the reality check. Kobe's legacy, the empire he built, the Black Mamba dream, is now wobbling. Not because of haters, not because of outsiders, but because the one person entrusted to guard it is too busy battling scandals and posting cryptic threats. Stephen A isn't backing off. Pamela isn't backing down. Sponsors are holding their breath. And fans? They're sharpening knives in the comments. So here's the brutal truth. Vanessa Bryant has stepped into an arena with no allies, no shield, and no easy way out. She can cry, she can post, she can throw cryptic shots, but until she faces the questions about the jewelry, about the custody, about the charities, her silence is only going to make the fire roar louder, because at the end of the day, the public doesn't care about cryptic posts or crocodile tears. They care about Kobe, about his legacy, about those kids. And if Vanessa can't protect that, then the world is more than ready to watch her fall. And trust me, this isn't over. The next chapter in this saga? It could break the internet. So keep your eyes locked, because when the next twist drops, you're not going to want to miss it. And hey, if you've made it this far into the madness, make sure you drop your thoughts in the comments and hit that like, because this storm is only getting bigger.